So good morning everyone. I've just been talking for at least a minute with no audio. So, playthrough number 2, Speedrun. Significant and massive rebalancing since the first go. Here is my to-do list, which I shall hide away in just a moment. I could overlay it, but I can't really be bothered to set myself up like that. I was not a pro streamer. Now, did I do the thing? Yeah, that still goes wrong. I actually... Alright, I'm going to have to restart. Now, as we all know, as we are all aware, never tab away during the loading sequence. And I did, just the other day, I did work out why. I haven't fixed it, but I've worked out why. So, Speedrun not started yet. Do that again, but don't tab away during the intro. To be fair, you shouldn't anyway. You should be watching it, damn it. Yeah, I worked out what it was just yesterday, and I've been trying to fix that bug for almost literally forever. So default settings, rapid mode now gives you a metric shit ton more stuff, like absolutely loads and loads and loads. Generating impact, locating base. So bottom left, locate bit direct. So the game is now ready. On my computer, the game is now ready, and I could technically skip the intro at this point. But you can see it's continuing to generate the world. 800 segments, 900 segments, 1,000 segments. I like when the music starts. The music starts when it's generating the base, but depending on how quick your computer is and how complex it is. Yeah, I do want to fix that one. And I want to get rid of that blur at the start. Anyway. We ain't here for polish, we are here for, so I can say with certainty to anyone who plays the game, you can easily hit tier 2 within 5 hours, and if not, why not? And again, I won't be, oopsie, wrong thing, the arrow. I will not be trying to be clever. I will try and mostly do what the game tells me. If it tells me the wrong thing, then that's a note for things that the game should not tell me about in the future. You will note the new inventory. 4 basic smelters. Now, someone did raise the question. Can you run tier 0 off of basic smelters? And I'm like, actually, I don't think you can. Right, let's get to wake. So someone's already told me that they can get to a lab within an hour and a half, which is just probably better than I'm doing. I never profess to be good at the game. I'm quite good at grappling. I just get distracted. I like playing it more than I like being any good at it. Of course there is resources right there. So I also, this morning, I also have redone most of the research. So all the early game research will now be different. Rapid, yes. Well, that's the thing, Kohaka. I haven't actually got to tier 2 automated in a long time. But I have been telling people how to do it. So I am verifying that that's not a ludicrous number. Now we're going to try this differently because we are a professional and type player. So we are going to use the brand new basic smelters, what you get given now at the beginning of the game, and see whether or not that actually helps. Even though, quite frankly, you just don't have enough storage hoppers. Not by a long shot. In fact, I thought I started with more than that. So that's Interesting. Oh, we'll stick with basics then. Right. That's okay. So that's copper done. Oh no, it doesn't. Hold on, it probably helps if I. How long was that? 3 minutes. It doesn't count as automated until it's got automated power. These are my rules, by the way, rather than your definition. Automated power and automated. Where is it? Automated power and automated collection of resources. So when basically I never have to worry about this machine again, that is when we are ready. Was I out by 1? Yeah, but that's okay. We'll pop a battery down. Always a good idea at the best of time, at any time. Right, why is there no laser? Oh, because it's quite a bit higher than that. Cool. Anyway, you got the chicken and the egg the wrong way around there. The idea is, if it takes more than 5 hours, I'd like to change the game so it takes 5 hours. That's the goal. On rapid, and emphasis there on rapid. I want the player to progress so quickly that their head is spinning. That the limiting factor on progression is the player and not the game. Now, as I have said many times, I don't really think that's the best way to play it. I don't think this is the best game mode by far. I think this game mode, just quite frankly, it's so quick, it's not satisfying. However, Valve have made a system where I am at the mercy of the review system. So I have to do stuff that reviews want rather than stuff that I want. Or, this is the best bit, or I don't send as many copies of the game. It's a good job, Valve, if that was your plan. I don't think it was. Okay, now, ironically, I can do that, remove only. And that gives me 5 minutes for copper 005. 05. Now the only interesting thing there is I can't. What do I mean bling? No bling. There we go. Is that working? Yeah, cool. Right, tin. You've only ever automated tier 2 once. All the good stuff's at the end. I mean, if nothing else, I think that's a good enough reason to do it. Like, all the good stuff is at the end of the game. The good stuff is not here. The good stuff is, well, tier 2, really. Tier 2, tier 3. Missiles and turbines and coal veins. Screw you, coal vein. Now, I have no use for carrying batteries around with me, so I'm going to pop all my batteries onto my CPH, giving me a larger boost of power if I so need it for whatever reason. And I will also pop on there. Make sure I have plenty of coal. So no missions, by the way. If you're quick enough, you never, well, not never, but if you're quick enough, you don't get missions. Missions only kick in if you've taken more than the game's estimated amount of time to achieve something. In this case, I'm on fire. This seems to be very deep tin. Okay, let's not get that tin. That seems too deep. This could be our underground entry, though. That's fine. I'm 99% sure there's going to be tin there. Yes, well, people... The thing is, if a game's just difficult, people will complain. Now, the thing about Dark Souls... Right, it's Dark Souls is difficult, but everybody knows it's difficult. And there's kind of a badge of honour of playing it. And I haven't even bothered with Dark Souls, because I'm just like, oh, fuck that. I ain't got time to go playing difficult games. I'd rather play games that are satisfying and fun. And the other thing about FortressCraft, this is the thing, right? There's no such thing as difficult in FortressCraft. Nothing is harder It's not harder to achieve. It's harder to achieve within a certain time frame. So, like, I hate to break this to you guys, but I can do the 100 meters. I can do the 1500 meters. I can do a marathon. Anyone can do a marathon. Someone who has no arms or legs can do a marathon. But it's going to take them a very, very long time. Now, is that difficult, or is that just time consuming? And that is something that I think a lot of people don't seem to twig in FortressCraft. I don't want it to be difficult. I want it so that if you're good, you do it quickly. If you're experienced, you do it quickly. Where is my freaking tin? But it's not about being easier or harder. Those are words that indicate failure states. And FortressCraft doesn't have a failure state, which is something I have purposely programmed in and designed the game is to not have failure states. Because that's not the game I want to play. I could program it in so if you lose CPH, it's game over, you start again. Or 3 lives and you're out. Or the game kicks you out for an hour. But I don't want to do that. Nearly there. Oh, do I not have any coal? You failed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. We may be about to abort. Do I have to research the torch? Do I have to... Can I craft it? Yes, so did I break all auto crafting? In which case we'll just pause the speed run, fix that and come back. Okay, notes. Arthur needs to accumulate at least 10% or something. That's right, it's going and give me 1. It's alright, Arthur, it's okay. Unless player has active hypothermia. Now, I think I broke the autocraft, so we're probably going to have a pause, annoyingly. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. Everybody plays on the default settings, and then complains it's too hard, too easy. So that's something I need to like. It's only when people choose the easiest difficulty and then complain it's too slow that I have a worry. Bit curious. I thought I should have started with more hoppers than this. So I don't really know what that's about. I am going to just check my research, see if I've done an obvious boo-boo in researching. Projects, black box data, suit upgrading, local life forms. See, new one. Base building. Ooh, can I build fortress yet? Okay, so we'll hook up tin, and then we will, unfortunately, have to take a break from the speedrun because I broke the code this morning. Good job. Okay, I'm going to make this to add and remove. And I think we can go on the basis that this... Can this do it? No. This literally can't cope with the power needed. But it could have, obviously, if I had... if I'd actually built it properly. So this might need to be something over address. Either basic smelters may need to use up less power. So if I give it power... Okay. So we're going to pause here. We're going to pause at minute 12. And just make a couple of code changes. Yeah, I did craft it. Yeah, Andy, I totally did. I changed the autocraft code and I obviously messed it up. So, speedrun fail. Now, interestingly, I'm actually slightly slower on tin. Last time I had tin and copper done in 6 minutes. But, I won't restart, but the player needs to start with more logistics hoppers. Because I ran out. Because I don't want people who want to play the game quickly to stop playing the game because they haven't got the time. Because it's too slow. As I said, personally speaking, I find that very unsatisfying. But that is not my decision to make about what you may or may not find satisfying. So on easy resource, you get everything needed. And somewhere, I also give you some regular storage hoppers. I thought, intro manager. Did I have 4? I guess I did. Casual resources should also give you no, wait, hold on. That should have that gave me 4 of those. Right, wait, is that the only one I haven't defined? Apparently so. Two. Right. Okay, so I'll start the play with a few more. Okay, that was just not enough. Again, I just want them to go. Just to go. So we're going to need 8, 6, we'll say 4, enough to set up tin plus copper automation to the basic smelters. I'm not going to bother changing the Arthur thing. I'll keep a note on that one. What I do need to do is the failed to craft. Actually, no, I think it said failed to autocraft, didn't it? Ah, okay. Now it'll be probably in this bit. No, it's not that one. Now, what did I change yesterday? I changed. Oops. Fixed. I wrote it so if you knew what it was, you weren't allowed to craft it, and if you didn't know what it was, you were allowed to craft it. That's the wrong way round. But yeah, the plan is I'll either stop at 5 hours, give or take, and then take stock, or I will stop earlier than that because I have to go pick up my car from the garage. But yeah, Kohaka, if people were consistent, then I could fix stuff. But we need more tutorial. You need to explain what to do. Okay, sure. The tutorial's shit. Right, okay. I get that a lot. Game has shit tutorial, but no one ever tells me what's wrong with the tutorial. Apart from, I forced you to do it. That's not a shit tutorial. That's a good tutorial. So yeah, I quite often just... There's no consistency in people's demands as to what to change. If there was, that'd be easy. If everybody wanted giant robots to stomp around in, then we could implement giant robots to stomp around in. But that's not actually what happens. Oops. Okay. This is the grindstone then. Okay, so The extra freebies I won't get, so I still have to manually craft a bit. But now what's the word? A regular player should start off with loads of stuff. So they should start off with 4 basic smelters, enough logistics hoppers to automate that, enough storage hoppers to automate that. Essentially, I've just lopped off the first 2 or 3 hours of the game, I would say. Ooh, dear, that's a bug. That's a definite bug, that is. Oh, shit. I don't think... Oh, I can... Not sure I can recomplete the tutorial. I guess we'll find out. I wonder how the hell that happened. I am very impressed. This is... Uh-oh. Am I going to be able to find a question mark? Yep, there's one. That's luck. Now, how the hell did that happen? Like, is it because I changed something? Instead, it doesn't care what you craft here. That's probably about all I can manage. Have materials all... Oh, craft a torch. Yay. Then that should complete automatically. How weird. How weird. Oh, shit, I need to change basic smelters. Yeah. They just can't do it. They literally can't... Oh, no, wait, hold on. I might be able to. If I... Otherwise, I might start the player off with some tier 1s, or slightly reduce basic smelters' power usage. Or basic smelters don't start to heat up till they've got 50% power, maybe, or something like that. But yeah, given I just went and edited some files and some data, that could be related. Other than that, I don't know. That's obviously a worrying bug, but I don't really know why it happened. So it's not something I can just go, oh, I'll fix it, because I'm like, never seen that before. So if I've never seen it before, it's most likely it's something that I've just done. But hey, that can wait. Like, if it happens for everyone every time I restart the game, that's fine. But we are still quite a long way from shipping this patch. And we'll grab a battery. Oh, I should have emptied myself off the battery. And we will pop the tin in. Grab the tin out. Now, does that mean I can now make some more logistics hoppers? So I would have started with some. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't actually yet. Can I now also craft torches? Yes. Awesome. It's possible. It's possible I just broke it. I mean, it is entirely possible I've just broken the game. So this requires something or other PPS. Yeah, basically, heating shouldn't happen. It shouldn't trigger into heating mode unless it's got enough. So it's just not. It's not quite enough. So that will need to change. I mean, I can do. I'll just make a note. Basic smelter shouldn't move to heating unless 50% power, or sadly rebalance. If it was smarter, it's fine. If it waited till it could actually do it, then that would have been cool. But unfortunately, it's dumb, and that's what happens when you're dumb. Battery. Oops, that's not the right thing. Oh, ha! It's giving me everything again. No, it hasn't. It's giving me some of the stuff again. How? Oh, that's strange. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It's possible I wasn't connected to Steam. Yeah, I think that's might be what it is. I don't think I was connected to Steam the first time. Now you guys can't run when not connected to Steam, but I can. So that is my guess. Where is my staircase? So I don't care if I'm a bit slow. So I don't actually know if the basic smelts will actually overcome. Maybe it should also just cool slower. Maybe that's the solution. It doesn't use up more or less power. It just doesn't. It's just a bit less brutal than the normal one. And I still haven't worked out why up and down conveyors should auto-craft from each other, and they don't. And I have never worked that out. Because they are tagged as craft anywhere, but they just don't seem to work. And I really don't know why. Actually, can't I just... Yeah. So we're going to use this one for the moment, because I don't have enough hoppers to make it worthwhile. First thing on my shopping list, because until I tweak it slightly. And don't get me wrong, I'm in two minds. You see, I don't like the phrase dumbing down. I prefer the phrase accessible. I'd much rather my game was super duper accessible to everyone than super elitist. Now, if nothing else, of course, that means more money. That is obviously a big thing. Why was World of Warcraft popular? Because it was better? Better is a very charged term. It was definitely more accessible. Now, there are definitely some people who would say that... Huh? I'm not allowed to do that, am I? Fuck nuggets. And that, again, some on the list is redo all the conveyors. Oh, it does actually appear to be ahead of the curve. Yeah, so it's not... It will do it. It will do it. Okay, so first thing I need is some better power. Can I do better power? Power grid research. No. Apparently. Don't know why. Okay, so how far are we through now? Oh my goodness me, 20 minutes. That's not very good. 0, 20. Okay, so from the previous playthrough, I am aware. Next thing I need to start doing is getting my automation done now. Not soon, now. So, tin. Tin bars are not really very useful, or are about not to be useful. So, where's it gone? Probably need to research first, don't I? Projects, automation, Badoink, recipes, lots. Basic drill motor, yes. Some of these, again, I kind of want to do another playthrough and just make notes on things that I shouldn't do. It's a bit, no, not currently, Andy. There should be, but what will happen is at this point, it says build a forced induction kit, and I go, okay. And then it goes, copper wire and tin plates, how do I make those? Created from tin bars and a stamper plant. Oh, okay then. I'm just confused. Oh, have I broken it? I might have broken it. Why can I not do My stamper, right. Okay, we'll stop it there. So my count, I've obviously broken. I tweaked these again this morning on the basis I couldn't possibly screw it up that badly. Yeah. Come on. Okay, so manufacture recipes. Stamper plant requires. Yeah, I'm such an idiot. Oh wow, yeah. Sorry. So that's why. So lots of things that did require advanced research now require T0 assist machines. So T0 assist machines, you used to basically what happens, you started off and then you researched the lab and suddenly you knew how to make a bunch of things, which didn't make any sense. So a bunch of machines now. So yeah. Advanced research. Boink. Now tier 0 assist machines. I don't know how you managed to get that search term. Copper housing. I'm not even sure if that's used. But all these be T0 assist machines. That makes. Let's put this down as tier 3, I think. 6 things require advanced research. Right, that is totally only in there for mods. Research assemblers, advanced research. That makes sense. Story component. That is the lab. Zipper 3-in-1. That could be the lab as well. That makes sense. That does work. Coiler. Tier 0 assist machines. Iron gear. Tier 0 assist machines. And let's just check. Lightweight machine housing. Oh, now our key's case sensitive. Because one of those. Oh, that's the one I wanted. I'm guessing, I'm hoping they're not. Tier 0 assist machines, cool. Well, we'll find out. That is incorrect, Tommy. Anything you say, alright, you need to be sure that you're not talking about something old. And obviously, considering that yesterday and day before I did a massive rebuild of the entire research thing, you need to be really sure that you're right. And I'm hoping you're wrong. Mark II LPT, it requires lithium, but the higher power grid requires lithium. Again, it's tricky. You kind of want to show people what's coming and what's cool future research, but you also don't want to overwhelm them. So you have to do both. You have to overwhelm them and not overwhelm them. You have to give them future stuff and give them current stuff. It's actually quite a tricky thing to do, is to achieve that. But now I think it's better. So now you unlock, you research base building, and that then gives you power, defenses, and logistics. So it does make more sense than it did yesterday, certainly. And my microphone is, there we go. Okay, so hopefully it's craftable now. Hope so. Didn't test it. A lot of this stuff, it's very hard to test in editor, because in editor I'm generally worried much more about mechanics, you see, rather than balance. So in editor, I can build everything for free all the time, because otherwise I'd be wasting lots and lots and lots of time. Speedrun. Otherwise I'd be wasting lots and lots and lots of time just like building stuff, like enormous amounts of time, and that obviously isn't a very efficient way to play. So that's why we get balance issues. Okay, that has to be fixed. That's really bad. Where's that stored? That is stored in world data, I think. What the fuck? Screen selected.bmp. Oh, yeah. That's a bad bug. That is definitely new. It's okay. It's okay. The speedrun is self-contained. Doesn't matter if I take longer. It's how much game it takes. Okay, so if I load that into... I'm going to make a copy of the world because it's possible that it works fine in editor. So I'll make a copy of the world. Which is astoundingly slow on an M2 SSD. Look at that. How to knacker the speed of your SSDs. Copy lots of files. He told me some of it's just logic. So until today, unlocking all the assembly machines required you to research the lab. How did that make any sense? Apart from the fact you needed those machines to research the lab. But now you research an earlier logistics thing, which then gives you the tools in order to build your lab. Yeah, we've got to fix this one. This is bad. Well, sleep well, Hitomi. Yeah. Small files, big files, small files, big files, small files. Now, if it doesn't do it here, I don't know. I don't think I've changed anything. I'm gonna hazard a guess. Before I run that, I'm gonna hazard a guess. Something is failing to load. Do we have any messages? Error. What circumstance has the belt? Okay, that's actually a message I should get rid of. That's fine. What? Oops. What circumstances? If last is greater than... Okay, is greater than 0, we start at -999. Right, cool. That will fix that particular log spam. Other than that, linking to and saving to, showing confirmation panel. Okay, I kind of hope it happens in the editor, otherwise this could get very, very difficult and very slow. Good morning, Zoltan. I ain't even going to try and pronounce your surname. Subazlai, maybe. Right. Now, where is that stored? Wait a minute. Because I've altered this. I reckon if I complete the tutorial, which may or may not be tricky, I reckon it will. It's failing to save it. Yeah, that's why I made a backup of the world, so I can. Oh shit! I can't. Bollocks. Can't do anything. Can I rotate things? No. Fuck. Okay, so if I think I know what it is. So if I create a new world a moment, I need to create one that doesn't exist. Funny that. Hexahedron land? No, we have a hexahedron. Well, let's delete hexahedron. I don't know what it is. Don't care. But I'm fairly sure when I complete the tutorial, I'm getting an error. And I'm pretty sure the error is in the function complete tutorial. And I'm pretty sure it's there. Pretty sure. So I'm getting an error, which means that complete tutorial isn't getting called, which means we're not calling save world settings. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I can cheat my way past this. So I might have to start again. Because I literally cannot cheat past the tutorial. I can cheat most things in the game, but not that one. Okay, so we are getting a whole bunch of errors in Survival Fog Manager. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. If that and game manager dot player game state dot player spawned and had updates. Man, start again. Just checking. Okay, so let me clear the messages. No messages. Arthur Power Core Craft. And bingo, there we are. Error, can't research null craft data. And where is it? Was I right? Yes, I fucking was, wasn't I? Tutorial section complete, line 261 of survival player script. And there it is. Whatever. This it no longer has a research requirement. Now, if you have been playing in this patch, sorry, the chances of you actually being able to progress are pretty small. Sorry. But this only applies to people who I guess we'll start again. I guess we will. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I will bounce the stream, so people who want to watch the stream will just be able to watch from the start rather than this horrendous abortive attempt. I've had a response. Power Grid only unlocks things that don't require lithium. So you need lithium to be able to do certain things. So some things are predicated off research, some things are predicated off research and scans. Well, while we're building, we can check on our trips. Yay! Does this game change, by the way? Because pretty much I just seem to be doing the same thing every time I log on. Those, a few more gyms, a bunch of those, and that's it. I've run out of things to do. Doesn't seem to be fast enough, this game. Right. I mean, I need more block. Need more shields as well, but I expect I need more wood for that. Okay. So we're going to bounce the stream. so that I can just pretend that I didn't just mess it up. But we know better. So, back. Hello and welcome to Speedrun attempt number 2. Definitely number 2, definitely not number 3. Definitely didn't just break everything, and we are going to go now. Wish me luck. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. In all seriousness, I did rebalance a whole bunch of things this morning, and I managed to add at least one bug. So I apologise to anyone who was testing the build yesterday, because you will probably have to start again. And there's not much I can do unless you are lucky enough to be able to recomplete the tutorial. On that, you can always delete your scans and research .dat. That can help. No, David, you definitely haven't missed me making a build that didn't work and breaking a whole bunch of the progression. That is definitely not a thing that ever happened. And I don't know why you would even accuse me of such a thing. Definitely didn't happen. Unrelated, I really didn't like the blur at the beginning. You don't need the blur there. You need the blur normally to cover up loading, but not then. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to switch games, not for any reason, and we're going to quit, I'm going to come back in, I'm just going to make sure that bug is fixed. So although I'm doing a speedrun, it's not in real time, the speedrun is in game time. Speedrun. Of course I still have the kiddie, Mikey. Of course. Bless him. He's asleep. He's happy. I wish I was asleep. Okay, good. Right, fixed. Whew, righty-ho. Here we go, boys and girls. Oops. Okay, now I didn't change the smelter. I will need to change the smelter. Okay, the smelter will not... Well, actually, maybe it does work. Maybe it just about works. But it kind of works if the player helps out. And that's potentially fair enough. But what I'll do, because I know what I'm doing, rather than because it's going to be balanced correctly, is I will build a... Our smelter will be here. It will be there. And it will have a storage hopper in and a storage hopper out. Add only. Remove only. Yes, Mikey. Yeah, I still code. That happens nearly every day of my life. I sound a lot happier. Yeah. If it was a year ago, I think I was fairly happy a year ago. About a year ago is when P16 came out. I think maybe I've just got more coffee now. It's possible. So I have got coffee this morning. I've got quite a lot of coffee. So that might be the... you're getting coffee mixed up for happiness. Which some people could argue is... am I happier? I don't know. I shouldn't be. My car's in the garage. It's knackered. I've got to have all the rear brakes done. I crashed my motorbike. My cat is... what's the word? Not terminal. That's not the right word. My cat has something... wrong probably with his heart and will probably be on medication for the rest of his life. The game is not really selling well enough to To warrant carrying on, oh, that's debatable. But certainly, it's not selling well enough for me to go, hooray! Let's go and buy a brand new car with brakes that work and a brand new motorbike with brakes that have ABS. But I know I feel quite cheerful. I may not last another few hours, depending on how the speed run goes. So this is attempt number 3 on the sport speed run. So attempt number 1 threw up not issues, but it threw up an awful lot of balance changes that I was making. Right, 4 minutes. Copper. Oopsie, not 40 minutes. Copper automated. Probably. Yeah, there are plans for a sequel for FortressCraft, and a lot of those it's not necessarily because I want a sequel. It's because I want a there are a number of what they refer to as grandfather issues in the game that I would like to get rid of. So, example, I'd like to encourage the player to spread out their base a bit more. One way of doing that, one of the solutions that's been mooted, is that PTGs would overheat if you just stack them too close together. This is not necessarily something I actually want to do, it's just an example. So that means that I would have to change PTGs so they overheat if they're too close, thus meaning the player needs to put at least a meter between them and other machines, which is a perfectly valid request, but does mean that every single existing base would break. So that's got a grandfather issue. You can't fix it because of grandfather. I'm not really sure if it's a widely used term, but it's a coding sort of term. So there's things like that I just simply cannot change about the game without breaking everybody's worlds. There are some things I can change and some I can't. So on that basis, I'd like to do a sequel. I'd also like to spend a bunch of time on a number of graphic technologies. One of them is marching cubes. The other one is called dual contouring. So I'd like to bring FortressCraft a little bit more up to date. I would also like to sell the game for a sensible price. One of the very interesting things about FortressCraft is it is the only game... Oh god, that's not... Did I not... I didn't scan my copper. FortressCraft, as far as I'm aware, don't correct me if I'm wrong, as far as I'm aware, is the only game on the Steam store to have a piece of DLC more expensive than the base game. And now, I've actually had reviews about this, and they're the wrong way around, because they're like, oh, the game should be... The DLC should be cheaper. I'm like, no, the game should be more expensive. So one of my regrets is that the game is just far too cheap. Oops, that should be remove only. And that should be add only. Well, Mikey, ideas is not my... lack of ideas is not my limiting factor. My limiting factor is lack of money, lack of time... mostly lack of money, to be honest. I mean, there are so many things I would like to implement, but they require money. But ideas, I think we had this the other day. That's coal, Adam. We came up with an idea, and we just ran with the idea, and we just sort of very, very quickly sort of specced out the idea. I can't remember what it was now. And I was like, right, okay, the idea that we just spent 10 minutes coming up with, that's 6 months of work right there. Not you know, a week, not 2 weeks, 6 months. And it means that the game would be, you know, the game would not have new features for 6 months while I was implementing that feature. What is going on? Is this tin? This isn't tin, is it? This is tin. Yeah, I mean, writing games is an expensive thing. I mean, how much was I earning when I left the industry? I think it was on 65,000 a year. So at the very bare minimum, to write a game will cost you minimum 65,000 a year, because that's how much I cost. That's how much I'm worth, should we say? So that's your first consideration. It's just purely a person. But if you're doing it as a company, you need to hire an artist. Oh, now that's okay. You don't have enough resources to auto-craft a torch. You need coal. Okay, thank you, game. I will get some coal. Yeah, and then you need at least an artist, so you just doubled your costs right there. But you'll also need to pay yourself, so that's triple the cost. So you're now already looking at 3 people. You're looking at 200,000 a year if you want to get some experienced people on board. You can do it for less, sure. You can do it for probably 60,000 a year, assuming that they are all newbies, which is not a good idea. Well, sometimes, occasionally, shall I be nice? Occasionally, people who are new do amazing things. But usually, no offense, guys, if you are new, usually people who are new are shit, and they need another 10 years to get good. One day I hope to be good. One day I hope to be really good at what I do. It's only been recently that I've mastered FortressCraft. So mastery is a definition. I mean, it's not a fancy word. It actually has a specific definition. The definition is quite clear, and it's 10,000 hours. It's only been fairly recently I've hit 10,000 hours in... where's my base? I've hit 10,000 hours in developing FortressCraft. It's only recently that I've actually become a master at programming FortressCraft, which amused me a lot. And you might be like, well, that's just ridiculous. You mastered at the beginning. But I was saying to Andy, we're just looking at redoing the robot arms. And he's like, well, why were they broken? I said, because when I wrote them, I hadn't quite got the concept of a low frequency and a high frequency thread sorted. So I put everything on the high frequency thread, which means the robot arms don't work if you're not near them. Yeah. Are you a veteran, Nancy? A veteran doesn't have a word. It doesn't have a term. Isn't a veteran somebody who stopped doing something? Who's done it for a lot, but now they don't do it anymore? So in which case, you're definitely not a veteran. Now, I think it's a little unfair to expect any beginning player to be quite so efficient, but that's tin. Oh, no, I need to do power. Remember, the definition of automation in this playthrough is both tin and... power and resources are automated. Now, is this running? No. And I'm just going to watch this for a second while I have a sip of coffee. Is it managing to outrun 944? But it is actually working. It's just very, very close. Essentially, if it didn't start heating till it had like a certain amount of power, it would be okay. Down we go. But yeah, even if I make it to tier 2 in 5 hours, that is to prove it's possible by a... I would say I'm a reasonable player. As I said, I get distracted a bit easy. I don't really like rushing through it. I like just making a nice looking pathway and exploring stuff and how many more resources can I get out of this thing here and all that sort of stuff. And oh no, I don't think there's... maybe. Can I go around? Do I want to go around? Maybe I do. Which height am I on? There. Oh man, that's going to be... cool. On the ball. On the case. Now, I'm just going to have a staircase out of here. Okay, that's tin automated at 13 minutes. Okay, so assembly lines are next. So let's hope that I haven't messed up the recipes again. I'm streaming on Twitch, Mixer, and honestly, your messages aren't coming through on the right computer, so just a second. So I get to see all the messages on all the channels. So I'm streaming on Mixer, Discord, and Twitch. And no, I'm not. I'm streaming on Mixer, Twitch, and YouTube. And I really? You haven't? Wow, that was interesting timing. But I get to see all the messages. That's all good. So I'm going to have to continue to top this off for the moment. I'm going to research my way around that base building. But yeah, Mikey, yeah, I'm using something called Restream, but it was broken. So I saw you message on Twitch. I just refreshed Restream, and now your messages are appearing. Okay, build a force induction kit. I like the thrust of your jib. Oh no, that requires tin plates. Where did they come from? Click. A simple tin plate created from tin bars in a stamper plant. Can I make those? Boy, oh boy, I can. But I need more tin bars. Well, kind of everything. Actually, I probably should have seen that thing. I did have a bug, and I'm not sure it's fixed, but we will check that bug in a sec. So, the bug was if this machine, forgot the name of it, had more items in it than the storage hopper could hold. So it's now got 3. Yeah, that's still not fixed. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Awesome. Yay! Can I make conveyor belts? No, because they require tin plates. Can I make basic conveyor belts if I so needed? Yes, I can. Man, basic conveyor belts are cheap as chips. Okay, so we want to go... Now what we'll do is I will put a 100 capacity hopper there, and I will put a 10 capacity hopper here, and I will put a torch down because it's a bit dark. So I'll put a 10 capacity hopper as I'm playing. I will always have, oopsie, no I won't because I'm on the machine now. I will always have tin plates, 10 tin plates, not 1,000, not 100, but 10. So whatever happens, 10 tin plates. Yay. Have I ever... Yes, this morning in fact, I tried to fix some issues with the progression and actually ended up making it so you could never ever restart the game without being made to do the tutorial again. So yes, this morning. Yes, if you're in the game, Discord, there are community links, that's stamp button, community links, Discord. So yes, we've got quite a big Discord, hundreds and hundreds of people in the Discord, so it's actually pretty big. Okay, so I'm also going to want an extrusion plant, and now I can make one, and same dealio. So we'll make ourselves a little teeny tiny little mini hopper. Clickety click. But this means I will accumulate 10 items of the type of whatever the type of this thing is. And I will also accumulate no more than that. Oh, that's a little bit too blue. I just meant a hint of blue. That's better, isn't it? Right. So what's next? Build a force induction kit. Okay, game, you're right. Force induction. Lots of copper wire, lots of tin plates. Can't do much about it. They're going along. Now upgrading that one won't actually speed anything up. This line is probably just about at capacity. Anyway. Oh, now that's wrong. Okay, note. Copper wire known is incorrect. I know what that is, that's fine. Assembly line created, not quite. We'll define assembly line created as all of the types. I will actually no. See, this is actually working now. This does fill up on power. Just only. I didn't give this power. I'm such a twit, and I'm out of energy. That's why it's filled up on power, because this is out of power. So Again, I will give myself that one for the speedrun because I could have automated it, but I didn't, only due to incompetence rather than due to inability. Have we go? No. Okay, fuck you then. Okay. Now the chance of me actually being able to hook this up at the moment are quite small. Oh, wait, what? Why did I get that message suddenly? Oh, because... No, I don't actually know why I got that message. Oh well. Can't complain. Yeah, so I won't know what copper wires are until I do laboratories. Now suddenly, I know what copper wires are. Because that's how it works. That's how reality works. Really, Mikey? You're the only person that does. Everybody else tells me the game is far too bright and saturated. And I'm like, you should see the colour settings I use for Dungeon Defenders if you think that's the case. I think too many games... Okay, I do need lithium for this. Okay, so... do I need for Tuesday? I do need to hook this up. Can I build a little power brick as well? Lithium. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, we're going to grab this one. Let's empty it first. And we'll grab it. Because I did just have a thought. What you can do, you can do that. Now, again, that is something I don't expect a new player to realise, is that you can start to stack power requirements like that. But it's not necessarily bad as it is, actually, because it does have the sort of the slight nicety that the player can do it. He just needs to just put in a tiny amount of work. How different themes? What's a theme? Like, can you start Gears of War and say I'd like to play in a happy, vibrant land? No? Why would that? Why would I, as an indie dev with one man, offer something that like that? Why would that be? Why would anyone offer that? Does anybody offer that? I'm pretty sure they don't. I mean, it could be done, but like, the only game I can think of that even slightly offers that is Transport Tycoon, and I really can't imagine anybody actually doing that. Colours, yeah, but colours aren't aesthetics. But on this colour, on the purple, only in this place do we get unknown blocks. Only in this place do we get these plants. So these plants and these ones, they're not just different colour, they're different types of plants. These are coxcombs. I need to research. Yeah, I mean, the answer is it could be done, but it's not just a colour tweak. It's not just make the game less colourful. It's more complicated than that, because they're essentially biomes. I mean, they're not just different colours. They are very much different biomes. Okay, building that. Oh, come on, 2 more copper wire. 2 more copper wire. Come on. Give me some copper wire. Oh no, not power. I mean, I've had this where people are like, can we start in other biomes other than the cold one? I'm like, well, then I need to rebalance the entire game. The whole game is designed around you having to manage your cold. So, I mean, I could do, but it seems on the surface of it quite straightforward. So, well, of course, you can just change the biome, but then that biome is fundamentally a gameplay related thing. Okie dokie, I have done what the game told me. Place your force induction kit. Okay, critical research, automation. Now why is my force induction kit not placed? That's a bug. Okay, I'm going to stop this and I'm just going to make a grab. I'm going to make a copy of the world at this point because this is a bug somebody mentioned yesterday. Now, and obviously it's an interesting set of circumstances. I'm just going to make a copy of the world and go back in. It's not a critical one and I suspect it might not be there on the way back in. So speedrun, make a copy. Please hold. But yeah, with a lot of requests, people don't necessarily think them through. Like the ramifications of it, like what that means. Now, how am I going to do my assembly line? I guess to start with, I'll have my assembly line manual. Can I feed in tin and copper automatically into an assembly line? I think... Oh, that's my garage. Hello? It is, yes. Hello. Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much, Dan. I should pop over and see you soon. I don't know. I'll have a look how much it was. I think it was 17 quid yesterday, but I'll see how much it is to get back there. Okay, alright then. I should see. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so that was ready a bit earlier than I thought. So I think what I'll do is I'll stop the stream here. Oh, actually, I will fix that bug, stop the stream, get my car, come back, and then do it this afternoon, rather than do this for another couple of hours and then have to sort of stop. I think that makes sense. I will just see if that bug appears in the copy of the world. I have a funny feeling. It won't. But yeah, this bug was reported yesterday, and I'm like, let's have a look. Now, where am I going? Well, this hasn't been a brilliantly successful day, has it? But yeah, they're gonna refund me the cost of my taxi because they don't do what's the word? They don't do courtesy cars, and I'm like, really? Okay, I don't want a nice courtesy car. It just needs to be one that works. Okay, so there's an Uber 12 minutes away. So let me just have a quick look at this, and then we'll probably just stop. And we'll do it again in about an hour and a half, which is how long it's going to take me to get to the garage, find out all the things wrong with the car, and then get the fuck back here. Happy fucking sometimes. Yeah, the thing is, Mikey, my patron only looks... So, if you've got a job, my patron probably looks great. Now remember that my patron is quite a large percentage of my income. Okay, so if I get rid of that... Oh, I shouldn't have got rid of it. What a twit. The mission manager doesn't kick off for 30 seconds? 5 seconds? Yeah, but it's not a nice bonus. This is what you don't understand, Mikey, right? Multiply that up by a year, right? And work out what that wage is, because it ain't that much money. Most people, that's the problem, and I've had to see it. It looks like a lot of money in the Patreon right until you go, wait a minute. Yeah, if you add it to your wage, it's lots of money, but it's not. It's not added to my wage, because I ain't got a fucking wage. That's why we're running the thing. Attached process. Yeah, that's what I need to increase that one. Yeah, you got 10 minutes for tutorials kick in. Because people are complaining, I'll tell them what to do immediately. But yeah, like that's something to say to bear in mind, is it only looks good if you're also earning a wage. Now, if you have a job, you know, with a contract and a wage. Test the grappling hook. Right. See, this is working now. Now, if I rerun now, with no force induction kit, that mission should kick back in. But yeah, if it wasn't for the patron, I doubt I would be able to develop the game. It's not making enough money of its own accord to warrant continuing. So, a big thank you to the patrons, without whom, yeah, this game probably would have stopped about 2 years ago. Yeah, Deptron, speedrun, failed, ran into some bugs. And I need to go to the garage. So we're just going to basically, we're going to stop in a minute. I'm going to fix this bug that I found. We're going to... we are going to fix this, then come back. Because I've got to go to the garage to pick up my car. Test the grappling hook. You're quite right, Andy, by the way. Ling hook. Master language data. Is it master language data? That one's broken. That one's broken. English. Oh, that's loading mission. That's because it's a loading one. Test the grappling. Why is... oh, that must be automated. That must be a totally automated mistake. Okay, so why is it not telling me to... surely we've automated a bit, 10-bit copper. Well, Devtron, I'll probably do it again, because obviously you can always just watch it back. I'm just going to cheat and get this power a second, because I think what it makes... it might not be giving me the mission. Mission manager... forced induction. Did I detach? No. Why am I not getting the mission? Ah, because I haven't done enough build to me. Okay. And I haven't done the grappling hook. I haven't done the glow sticks. Things I did all these missions before, you see. Right. Place your forced induction kit. That is correct. But I don't have a forced induction kit game. Build a forced induction kit. Oh, okay then. Oh. Yeah, now that is one slightly annoying issue. If you do a really weird fail, which it is possible to do weird fails, like you have a mission to craft something and instead of placing it, you throw it away, then that happens. That's not something I'm too concerned about, mind you. What? Are we not? Fine. What number is that then? Yeah, I know that. I know. Do you know the number? God damn it. Steam take 30% of all games. I can share that knowledge. I can share that number with you because it is common knowledge. So 30%. My publisher takes somewhere between 1 and 99%, and I cannot share that with you because it is under NDA. But the publisher take a chunk. The taxman takes a chunk. Then I owe money to people who have helped out. So I've already had one review recently basically go, actually this guy's earned millions. And I'm like, well, if I was earning millions, I probably wouldn't be doing it. I'd be like, yay, I've earned millions. Fuck you all. I'm going to my own island. And I'll spend the rest of my time with hookers and blow. Place my force induction kit. Click. I think I may have just worked out what it is. No? Why is it not breaking? I need it to break. I can't fix it if it's not broken. How long did it take me to complete the game? I don't understand the question, sorry. I mean, the record for charging the OET is 17 hours. I don't know what the record is for completing the Coldcasm. I couldn't say. If you're asking me how long did it take me to finish coding the game, you are aware that I'm writing code now. I'm literally writing code as we're talking. So that should probably indicate to you the amount of finishedness that I consider the game to be at. Now I can't watch video tutorials because the game will crash. Because I'm in the editor and it tries to open Steam Overlay and instead of it going no, Unity crashes. Hey. But yeah, Mikey, what makes you think it's finished? I mean, you can literally see me writing code. How many hours has it taken me to get to this point? I don't know, 30,000 hours maybe? I mean, I spent 3,000 hours with Steam connected. Okay, now that's more important message, unfortunately. That's overloading it. And you smelt a bar, so that message goes away. FortressCraft, the initial version of FortressCraft took 10 weeks and 6 days from conception to being available on the Xbox Live Indie Store. That ain't a number I'm ever going to forget. Now, I've had a few people going, wow, that didn't take long. And I'm like, well, the thing you have to remember, of course, it took 10 weeks and 6 days. Fine. But, quite importantly, it took me 35 years to get to the point where I could write a game in 10 weeks and 6 days. Okay, place my force induction kit. Click. Critical resource automation. That works fine. God damn! That's not what happened though, is it? It's not. Oh well. So I'm gonna call my Uber now. Uber's cool. And so I will be back in probably an hour and a half, and we'll give it another go. I just gonna stare at that code while I finish off my statement, just in case I'm like, that looks fine. So if we've never built a forced induction, and we have one, have the mission place one. Otherwise, have the mission wipe one. Yeah. Don't know. Don't know. Yeah, so I will see you guys probably about an hour and a half. Give or take. And then we will give it another go. Uber is finding my ride. Wait a minute, we'll see this. How close is the guy? 12 minutes away. Fine. Wait, really? yesterday. I used Uber properly for the first time yesterday. It's hilarious because it shows you all the achievements. He's in a Seat Alhambra. Let's look at his achievements. He's done 852 trips. What's he got? What's he got? Excellent service, great chat. Wow, and he has a friend who drives, and he's been 3 years for Ubers. Great. Well, okay, guys, I go get ready. See you later. Right, that's it.